Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel. I was expecting to have more gameplay up this morning, but I'm not sure what I wanted to play at. I got home fairly late. I had a game planned for today, but I got home too late last night from my social game day to set it up. So instead, I'm going to think about what I want to do. I will have at least one game video up later this afternoon, probably. But in the meantime, I got a couple of new games in as part of my last product unboxing after Mr. President yesterday. So we're going to go ahead and crack those open. First up, we're going to take a look at Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea from GMT Games. You can see here designed by... Actually, let me zoom in just a touch on that. Christopher von Borderbrugge and Mark McLaughlin. Game developer by Fred Schachter. We'll take a look at the back of the box. Okay, we should be able to zoom in here. We'll tip this up just so I can read it a little better. Conquer the world, carve out an empire, or build an enduring civilization to stand against the barbarian darkness. Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea is an exciting, fun, easy to play, easy to learn, easy to play, but challenging to master abstract game in which the players guide the renowned and legendary civilizations that surged and receded around the shores of the Mediterranean, which the Romans aptly called the Mare Internum, or Inner Sea. Peace or war, or a bit of both. Compete peacefully to build the best, biggest, and brightest civilization, or go to war to become the dominant power of the ancient world, or do a bit of both. There are many ways to play and win Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea. Not every game has to be a war game, but for those who want a war game, Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea delivers. Complete solitaire and non-player civilization rules for every setup and scenario. Play as one of 10 great civilizations across up to 4 epochs, with more than 24 setups to choose from, or design your own ancient sandbox in which to play and confront the conundrums this intriguing game provides. An epoch comprises up to 4 player turns. There can be up to 4 epochs in a game of Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea. Each epoch roughly adheres to one of the following historical periods. Epoch 1 will be the Bronze Age, 3000 BC to 1200 BC. Epoch 2, the Iron Age, 1200 BC to 750 BC. Epoch 3, the Rise of Empires, 750 BC to 100 BC. Or Epoch 4, the Fall of Empires, 100 BC to 500 AD. Or explore an entirely new and different world every time with the exploration variant. Fight to defend or destroy Egypt, Persia, Greece, Carthage, or Rome in one of 7 historical war games. Play solitaire or with up to 5 other players, any of whose civilizations in any setup, scenario, or variant can be controlled by a unique, challenging, and thoughtful non-player civilization system specifically designed to provide hours of thought-provoking gaming enjoyment. And we see everything here. This is actually kind of hurting my arm to hold this up. Once again, complexity is nice and low at 3. Solitaire suitability nice and high at 9. We can see all of the components there, which we'll see when we get into the box. In fact, let me zoom back out now that we're done reading. And now we'll go ahead and get into this box. Should be able to slice it right about there. I'll close that, but I don't want to go too far with it because I've got another unboxing to make today. We'll take the shrink wrap off. Get that off of there. Shrink wrap can hit the garbage. And now we've got the shrink wrap off, so let's get into the box and see what we've got in here. Looks like we got a note from the production manager that due to a miscommunication during production, the brown discs noted in this rulebook are actually light blue. When you see brown or read about brown discs, think light blue instead. From Tony Curtis, the production manager. There's the rulebook. We'll give that our cursory thumb through when we get toward the end. Playbook, which is much thicker, so we won't give that a thumb through. We've got Ancient Empires of the Inner Sea. We've got our stickers there, which we'll need to get to each of the 7 blocks. It looks like we've got spares. We've got our civilizations here for Carthage. These aren't double-sided. Celtiberia, Egypt along with their special abilities, Gaul, Mauritania, Minos, Mycenae, Phoenicia, Rome, and Troy. Alright. Then we've got player aids. Sequence of play. And the change of epoch table, along with how the epoch phase ends. There should be 6 player aids. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Along with the solitaire player aid. And the back of that. And the board, we'll go ahead and get that folded. We'll go ahead and pull that open. Actually, we'll take a look at that right before we give the rule book its thumb through. A jumbled mess of tokens, which is not going to stay like that before it gets to the table. Wonders. Fate deck. But there's probably more Fate deck in the other pack as well. And an insert, which for now is going to stay in there, but I don't think it's going to stay in there for long. So we'll get that. I'm going to get both pieces of the box out of the way. So we can flatten out the board and take a look at this. Actually, feels like there are 2 boards in here. Yep. So we've actually got 2 boards in here. This first one, I'm kind of getting a glimpse at it, is not double-sided and also doesn't want to fold out for me. So we've got spaces for Mauritania, Celtiberia, Gaul, Rome, and Carthage, along with the epoch markers down here. And our other board. I should probably mention, by the way, that the boards are both not double-sided. And then we've got our spaces for Mycenae, Troy, Phoenicia, and Egypt, along with the victory point track. So it looks like you actually need both boards out when you play the game. Let me actually see if I can put both of these together. I'm probably going to have to move the camera back a bit to catch the whole thing in shot. Oh, good grief. This board, looking at it, this board feels like it's almost as long as the Mr. President board that we played with yesterday on the channel. It's not nearly as big, though. I'm going to back up so we can catch that in shot. It's not sitting completely flat, and I think a lot of that is just because, yeah, I'm hitting the fold point on the table here, so it's it's catching the table a little bit here, but it's not horrible, I don't think. But that's the entire board folded out, so we can get these put away. I'll bring the camera back in. Tip that down, and I'll let you guys look at the rule book for a little bit while I put the boards back away, but we are going to give the rule book our cursory thumb through. Come on, get back in there. I'm trying to get this board back in the bag. It's probably not going to stay with the bag for too long, but I'm going to pretend anyway. There we go. Okay. Let me see if I might have to zoom this in just a touch. Okay, I think we can work with that. So, let's go ahead and give the rule book our cursory thumb through. A little bit bigger than I was expecting, but not too bad. Got our table of contents, because of course we need a table of contents. Then we've got clarifications that are in italics, along with our important game terms. components. Okay, explaining what everything's for. Basic 2-player setup. Okay, yeah, we got the square blocks in there. We're going to need to sort that jumbled mess of tokens before we do much of anything with playing this game. 3-player setup. 4-player setup. So I like how it's got different setup instructions for each player count. I haven't seen solitaire setup yet. I imagine it's going to be just set it up like a 2-player game, but we'll find out. I'm sure we'll find that out before we get out of this rule book. 6-player setup. Talking about stacking, growth phase. Card phase. Competition phase. Reckoning phase and the end of epoch phase. Diplomacy. Optional rules. Endgame. I have a feeling the solitaire stuff, I'm just going to look at this. I'm just going to glance at this off camera very quickly, but my guess is the solitaire rules are within the... Oh yeah, solitaire play. It's all within... It's actually within the playbook, which is 60 pages long, so we're not going to give that our cursory thumb through. But I can go ahead and put everything back away here. And we'll turn those that way. My guess is, like I mentioned, my guess is that this insert is not going to stay in here for too much longer. I'm more than half expecting to rip that out, especially by the time I get this game sleeved up. Once I get it sleeved, the insert is not staying in here. Just boxing everything up off camera. And that is everything you get in the box with Ancient Civilizations of the Inner Sea. Middle East will probably be due up next here, and I'll probably get to that as soon as this video goes live on the channel. As for the gameplay later this afternoon, I still haven't completely decided what I'm playing yet, but there will be gameplay on the channel. But, yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.